What's up, everybody? Today we are going to be going over the lists for the Gateway Open, but first I wanted to talk about DreamHack Atlanta, which is coming up October 4th through 6th. If you want more information, you can go to dreamhack.com/Atlanta/Warhammer. You can just go to their homepage. Under the tabletop section, there's Warhammer information here. If you're unfamiliar how this works, you will purchase a ticket on BCP for the event itself. Whether you are going to the 100-player singles event, that's what we're capping that out at, or the 8-player team event, where there's 24 teams of 8 here. Both events are following a very similar schedule, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's $30 per person for either event, so $240 for a team, or $30 for singles. You can get all the information, all the round times, everything on their website here, everything with army lists, schedules, everything. The one caveat to be very aware of is that when you purchase a ticket through BCP, that is just to play in the tournament. You also need to get your festival tickets. You need to get your badge tickets here. So make sure you do this. The 3-day ticket is what you can get. You can also get group tickets and get it for your whole team or organization if you're coming with a bunch of friends, and you can get discounts on your tickets. So very exciting. Get your tickets, sign up for that. We're 6 weeks away and we got everything set up, ready to go. So now it is go time to buy your tickets and buy your badges. But that is not all that we are here for today. We are here to talk about the Gateway Open. So let's go through some lists. I know everybody loves my list breakdowns. My opinions are my opinions. I might razz you. I might talk crap about you. I might say you're a god. It's an opinion. You don't have to take it personally. Let me know in the comments what you think about my breakdowns of your lists or other people's lists. I love going through lists and everything about list design. So the first thing we got here, we've got Apes Together Strong. We got a bunch of people from Forge World Columbia on here. Some Gateway Gamers. Got a lot of mixture. All right, T-Suns. So we've seen the T-Suns nerf come in. Armin, Sorcerer, Infernal Master, Infernal, Magnus, Demon Prince, Rubric, Zangor, One Beast, Cultist, Enlightened. Pretty standard Rubric. T-Suns there. I personally like 3 Beasts better for T-Suns right now. Imperial Knights. I think Imperial Knights are weak. I think they're weak in the team format. You're always a little risky if you're taking Imperial Knights. Rex, Lancer, Errant, 2 Helverins, 2 Warglaves, Assassin, Voidsman. Assassins are strong. Putting it in Knights for their scoring, sure. I'm not sure that that's the best thing if you want to use their CP aura very much. All right, on to the next one. Some Necrons. Oh, what are we playing? Hypercrypt. All right. Destroyer, Satan, Nightbringer, Void Dragon, Immortal, Deathmark, Flayed, Locust, Tesseract. Yeah, Satan spam. You can either deal with it or you can't. Some Sisters. I am a Sisters player. This is a very short description of the list here. So what do we got? We've got Jump Pack, Dialogus, Vol, Triumph, 1 Sister Squad, 1 Dominion Squad, 10 Seraphim, no Vitiates, 2 Castigators, 2 Paragon Warsuits. They're doing missiles. I like to take these with Stormbolters. I think you need the horde clearing from those with the Stormbolters. 2 Emulators and 1 Pentanigen. It's not enough stuff for me. It's a pretty standard, Bringer of Flames list. I like personally more Pentanigens. I've tried several of these. Usually the second squad just doesn't do enough and just dies just as fast as Vol Squad. Tyranids, Vanguard, Brood, Leaper, Neuro, Swarmlord, Gargoyle, Bio, Gene Stealer, Victor, Ryan. So we're just trying to do some jail here with the Gene Stealers. send stuff out. You got Zoes, you could uppy and downy them. Las cannons. It's interesting. I like Tyranids when there's a little bit more stuff to it. This is not enough stuff for me for I said Gene Stealers for a Tyranid list. A lot of big squads, not too much trash. So you better hope your big squads actually deliver. My experience, Gene Stealers don't deliver most of the time. Warrior bricks. Drukhari. So I think Drukhari has a lot of play. They have a lot of play in these tables in the teams format. A lot of play versus combat armies. I think they're a little weaker into shooting armies. So let's see what we've got here. 2 Archons, Beastmaster, Draz, Lilith. Interesting choice here. Cabalite, Witches, Raider, Venom, Chronos, Incubi, Mandrake, Scourge. And these are with Darklance, Haywire, and Darklance. No Court of the Archons. I'm a huge fan of courts. I'm a huge fan of Tantaluses. Having no courts is interesting. No big Incubis. The damage it's there in moderate smaller chunks. I like those big squads. So for me, it's missing at least a court. I love 2 courts. I love 3 courts, or go a little bit heavier on the Incubi. So this is definitely MSU. It's going to be able to score. It's not going to punch up as well versus like tank lists. Space Marines, Gladius, Imperial Fists. Okay. I know nothing about what this is going to do. Imperial Fists. Captain, Librarian, Lieutenant, Tech Marine, Aggressors, Assault, Intercessor, Jump. Blade Guard, Infiltrator, Redeemer, Repulsor, Vindicator. Okay. So a little bit because they're doing that. So they're going shooty Space Marines. I don't hate it. I mean, you can first defend this and put it on a pretty open table. It's not bad. Double infiltrator is interesting. We found that like you could probably just use one most of the time. You don't really need to. Most people will just dodge this if they're worried about the 2 infiltrators. So like take those 100 points and put them somewhere else. You've got your trading pieces. You've got a lot of shooting. You need 3 Vindicators because they're so unreliable, but at least into like an oath target, they could probably do a lot of work. So pretty good defending shooting list. I got no gripes there. Custodes, huge fan of Custodes right now. 2 Blade Champs, Terminator Champ, Guard, Terminators, 1 Warden, Prosecutor, 1 Venatari, Grav Tank, and a Land Raider. Okay, that's interesting. I like all combat here, and I like playing for like table 7 and 8. This is more of an all-comer list. Only 1 Warden squad. Yeah, I mean it's gonna kill stuff. They kill stuff. This is a very just like all-comery style list. Not really skewed into anything. Arch rivals. All right, Nids. Broodlord, Vanguard again. I like the Vanguard coming back. I like the Vanguard. Broodlord, Death Leaper, Neurotyrant, Winged Tyrant, Exo, Gene Stealer, Lictor, Neuro, Norn, Ravener, Von Ryan. So it's pretty good. The Zoe's upping and downing. I think you're going to see that anybody that's playing this. A Norn is interesting. Gives you a lot of tanky durability. You've got all of your lone ops thrown in there. You've got some fast things with the Gene Stealers. You got some shooting. It's a very just well-rounded list. It's going to just do all of the things. It doesn't have something that just like points and clicks auto deletes a big threat. So it would be nice to see something that like point and clicks auto deletes a big threat, like a warrior brick. I think a single warrior brick is very valuable. All right, on to Tau. Retaliation Cadre. Okay. Farsight, Enforcer, Fire Knife, Starsight, Sunforge, Ghost, Hammerhead, Pathfinder, Riptide, Stealth. Cool. So you've got just it's like almost the rule of 2 here. Obviously, you're gonna take 3 stealth suits, you got 2 Riptides, you got 2 Hammerheads, 1 Ghost skill, and then you've just got a bunch of suits. Suits are very versatile. You've got flamer suits and you've got fusion suits. So they're going to be able to just kind of take on everything. It's a good list. Retaliation Cadre is a little different than the normal Monka, but when you build it a little bit more balanced like this, I think what the suits bring to the table for Tau is very interesting. Space Marines, Salamanders, Firestorm Assault. All right. Adrax, Captain, Lieutenant, Vulcan, Assault, Normal Intercessors, Aggressors, with Flames, Assault Intercessors with Jump, Blade Guard, Eradicators, Lancer, Infiltrator, Redeemer, Repulsor, Storm Speeder. Yeah, so, I mean, Salamanders are really good. There's a lot of tricks that this list does, so it's going to just do pretty well, and if you don't know the tricks it does, you're in for a hurting. All right, on to sisters. We've got Bringer of Flames, Canoness. Yes, I love Canonesses. Junith. I don't think Junith is needed in Bringer. You don't really need it. You don't really need it. Vol, Sister, Immolator, Castigator, Sacrosaints, Dominion, Paragon. Okay, another 2 Paragon. Retributors. I don't care for Retributors at all. Teaches their own. Seraphim, and an Assassin. Ooh, they got the Assassin and Sisters. Not bad. Yeah, I mean it's a good, well-rounded list. It's got a little stuff. 1 Castigator hurts my soul. I love 3 Castigators. I don't think Junith is really necessary for Bringer. Votan, great team, army. Champion, Call, 1 Warrior, 2 Sagittars only, 1 Berserker, Terminator, Fort. Okay, so there's where the points are. So it's just a very tanky list. Terminators coming out of forts, getting the rerolls, they do a lot. My only thing is there's not enough combat in this list, and there's not enough like units in the list because you only have 2 Sagittars. A little more units would be nice in Votan so that you can guarantee like getting 10s. This is gonna have to like really push people and be tanky and really try to win because you have your Terminators and your forts. So like you're going into mid and you're controlling mid. You have a couple units to do other things, but you don't have a lot of like super focused damage. You don't have a big bike squad. You don't have a ton of Sagittars to like focus down one thing. You're really hoping land forts pop off, and they don't usually pop off. Terminators, in my opinion, are a little underwhelming in damage most of the time. I like bikes. I like Berserkers. That's where I usually start my Votan lists. I do love Fortresses, though, but I like them with Berserkers in them more than Terminators. But totally understand the Terminator vibe. AdMech. Been looking at AdMech a lot myself lately, so there's a lot of interesting things you can do here. Let's see if they kind of stayed more standard or went off the beaten path at all. So 3 Marshals, yep. You've got 2 Technos, yep, those things are good. Ranger, Vanguard, 2 Transports, 3x2 Balistaris, 1, 2, 3, 4 MSUs, 1 big Rust Stalker. These are really good. I like this. These basically, they act almost exactly like Pentant Engines act if you play Sisters. So I love putting the Dragons in here. I always want to put 3 though, at least in one squad so that the Feel No Pain goes further than just having 2. But these are really good because you can run them forward, use them as your forward pressure, and make people have to do a little bit more to deal with them than they want to. yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of MSU. It's got tools for things. It's not really going in one direction. You've got shooting. You've got some forward pressure. You've got MSU to do everything in between. It's a very good, well-rounded AdMech list. For Necrons, Awakened Dynasty. Now, this is how you build. Let's see here. But you put a Satan in it. Waste of points. Hexmark, Overlord, Plasmancer, Royal Warden. So, not enough characters for Awakened Dynasty in our opinion right now. But look at Walter's list. Look at his games on our channel. Immortals, Necron Blob, Annihilation Barge, Deathmark, Doomsday, Locust, and a Lich. So no Scorpex. No Scorpex. I'm just gonna close your list. Sorry, dude. You don't have any Scorpex. Nope. You gotta start Necron list with Scorpex. Scorpex all the way, all day. Custodes. You got a Blade Champ, Shield Captain, Valerian, Guard Squad, Terminators, 2 Grav Tanks, 1 Warden. So we're just going more balanced here again. I do not understand why Land Raiders are coming in Custodes. You cannot convince me that this is a good thing. I don't get it. You're doing it for las cannons and to transport a unit for a little bit more long range shooting, but like just fight people. Just put more damage on the table. That's taking away so much damage. All right, ballers on a budget. We've got some Nids, Invasion Fleet, Hive Tyrant, Neuro, Old One Eye, Hormagon, Biovore, Carnifex, Exo, Lictor, Neuro, Pyro, Tyranno. Yeah, it's just gonna do its thing. Nothing really wrong with this. I mean, it's an Invasion Fleet. I don't got too much comments. Nid's gonna do Nid's things. Nids are good. All right, Dark Angels. Gladius, yep. Biologus, Azrael, Captain, Intercessor, Impulsor, Company of Heroes, Deathwing Knights, only 2. Eradicator Bomb, Lancer, Infiltrator, Inner Circle. These guys are so good. They're so good. A Land Raider, Redeemer. Interesting, keeping that in there. I don't hate it, though. And a Scout Squad. Little bit different take. I like it. This is very much like a Thomas list. I'm gonna have to show this one to Thomas. Honestly, Thomas is looking to do the Dark Angels Gladius instead of Ultras. I know it's crazy talk, but this is like a Thomas list right here. I love this. This is a great list. I need to like go copy and paste this to him right now. I'm going to leave that tab open so I don't lose it. Great list. I love that list. Thousand Suns. Let's see here. Infernal Magnus, Demon Prince, Sorcerer, Zanger, Rubric, Zanger, Beast, Spawn, Cultist, Enlightened. It's like the same T-Suns list. Nothing special there. Only gonna comment if it's special or different. Monka, 2 Fireblades, Shadow Sun, Ethereal, Breacher, 2 Devilfish, a Broadside with some Railguns, Hammerhead, Pathfinder, Piranha, Riptide, Skyray, Stealth, Vespid. A little bit more just well-rounded and not like full damage. I think there's a little bit of a damage output miss here. Not having more breachers, not having more riptides, or taking this goes down a little bit. Going a little bit more for mission play and just like maybe playing for a 10. It doesn't really look like it's going to push damage or care about table as much. Custodes, Blade Champ, Shield, 1 Guard, Terminator Small, Grav Tank, Warden, Prosecutor, Venatari. I love Venatari. I think you should have a 6-man. He's got the Assassin. Yes, this is the right call. If you have Custodes, you let them take this all day, every day. This makes your Custodes player do so much better. is so hard for combat things to fight into them. Draxus is just amazing. 3 Venatari are very good. I don't care for grav tanks. When we're building team lists, we do not build them to be more well-rounded. We build our custodes to be a hammer. So I think if you take these out and you put in 2 more warden squads, your list just becomes way better. I know that a lot of people play with grav tanks. I know that Jack plays with them a lot on his stream games and everything. We don't build for this. It's too well-rounded for us. We like to build custodes as a hammer list that wants to play on table 7 or 8, and you don't need shooting on those tables. So when you're looking at team stuff, take your tables in consideration, take your pairings and how you're going to approach things in consideration, instead of just like taking more singles oriented lists. Sisters. Jump pack, Vol, Triumph, Arco, Dominion, Seraphim, Castigator, Paragon, Immolator. Cool. Good, just overall Bringer of Flames list. I don't have too many comments. There's nothing different there. Put a 3rd Castigator in. If you don't have a 3rd Castigator, I'm always going to tell you to put a 3rd Castigator in. Orcs, Cult of Speed. Ooh, okay. I'm liking this without even reading the list. We were actually talking about Cult of Speed lists the other day. I think there's a hidden gem here. I think there is. So let's see what we've got. What? Only 1 War Trike? What is this? All right, War Trike, War Boss, boys. Truck. Defcopta, Gretchen. Scrapjet. Okay. Knobs, Squig Buggy, Dragster, Warbikes. It's like a well-rounded Speed Freak list. It's going to be fast. It's going to score stuff. It's just going to do like all these things. It's playing for like a 10. This is like a 10 list. I look at this and go, it's a 10. I don't look at it and go, I'm like afraid of that list. I go, it's going to do its points. It's going to be annoying. And that's kind of how I just look at that one. Demons. I'm a big fan of demons too. Infantry. Look at that. Infantry. All right. But there's big demons, so it can't be infantry. Fluxmaster, Great Unclean One, Keeper. I hate the Keeper builds. These are a disappointment most of the time. If you actually understand the damage that they do, if you actually understand what can kill them, they don't do what you think they should do in most matchups. If your opponent knows that, they are going to pair you into something, and you are going to be wildly disappointed in how not durable and not killy these actually are. I understand test games and data sheets could lead you to think otherwise. I highly suggest, if you're thinking about putting keepers in your list, you roll out a bunch of different units into them, and you're like, wow, these things just die and they evaporate. All right, on to Dumpster Fire. They've been to a lot of events. Let's see what they're doing here. Satan spam. So we've got full Satan spam with some Doomsday Arcs. That's just a big skew list. A lot of people will not be able to deal with that. So make sure you get your pairings right on that one. Then we've got Canoness, Vol, Celestine. I'm not a huge fan of Celestine. 3 Dominions, 2 Retributors. I don't understand the Retributors either. Yeah. Big squad of Seraphim, small Seraphim, Paragon. Yeah, standard Bringer of Flames. A lot of people are doing that. Wolf Jail. Let's see if we got full Wolf Jail. We've got 1, 2, 3... Great Hunters, Infiltrators, Skyclaw, Calv. Only 2 Cavalries, some tanks. Not full Wolf Jail. Full Wolf Jail would just be better. Bum. Let's see what we got here. Bunch of command squads. Cadian. Big infantry. Prime, Sentinel, Heavy Weapon, Castrican. 1, 2, 3, and 1 Scion. Half infantry, half tanks, big blocks infantry, just well-rounded, nothing like crazy. Knights, you gotta be careful with knights. I always look at them and go, who cares about knights? It's your standard knights right now, pretty much. You got 3 bigs, 4 smalls. CSM, Three Vindicators, 3 10-man possessed. Okay. That's different. I'm going to have to go and actually like do some math on these and see if they're actually difficult to kill. Do they do the damage you want them to do? I don't know. I have no idea. So that's very interesting take on that. I'm going to have to look into that now. Tau Empire, Kaoyan. So the bad part about Kaoyan is that you're passive. And if you go against something that's aggressive, it could just be really bad for you. We've got broadsides in here, fire knife, 3 ghosts, some piranhas. You got some trash to send out there and like slow them down. But like, if you get paired into something aggressive, it could be very bad for you because your damage output just sucks in the early turns. And T-Suns, you just seeing if there's anything different here, anything to call out. I mean, a Forge Fiend, you have a little shooting, you have a cast spawn, nothing crazy. All right, Gateway Gamers, this is your event. So let's see if you guys have anything special going on. Thousand Suns, I'm just going to call out anything that's like crazy. We're going to kind of speed this up a little bit. 2 Vortex Beasts, so that's good. I still like a third one. Bunch of Cultists, some Enlightened, so you got enough trash. You're pretty well rounded. Space Marines here. All right, we've got Inner Circle Task Force. So not Gladius, normal. Normal Dark Angels, 3 Knights, Eradicators, 2 small Eradicators, Infiltrator, Land Raider, 2 Scouts. Cool. It's just going to do Dark Angels things. I actually like, if you're doing the Dark Angels build, I actually like 3 solo champions taking fixed 3-inch deep striking, or chaplains with an enhancement to come in on turn 1, and then you just 3-inch deep strike and you're just like 7 points, 7 points, 7 points, and then late game you can have an assassin do it and stuff. I played against somebody of that build. It was really, really cool. I liked it a lot. Astra Militarum, you got a Psyker, a big Krieg squad probably with the Psyker and stuff, so a little harder to move. 1, 2 big tanks, 2 Dorns, some Scions. So just well-rounded, a little bit of everything. Little Scions, little infantry, little tanks. It's not bad. We've seen similar lists do very good locally. Chaos Demons, Bloodthirster, Unclean One, Keeper, Rodicus, Horror, Plague Bearer, Blood Crusher. If you're going Blood Crushers, just go all in on them. I love full Blood Crushers. I love full like Nurgle stuff. This is a little bit more well-rounded. Again, Keeper Secrets, not a huge fan of them. This just has a little bit of everything in demons. It's just going to do demon things, and you can either deal with it or you can't. Orcs, we've got the Big Hunt. Beast Boss, Squig, Snickerdoodle, Ma, Zod, Bisnaga, Truck, Gretchen. No 20-man Gretchen. I think if you take Zod, just like put 2 of these together and make it a 20-man. It is just better. A Kill Rig, Big Squig, 2 small Squigs, Stormboys. Cool. Very good anti-vehicle. The problem is a lot of vehicles out there have a lot of shooting, and you got to make it to them before they kill you. This is fast. You could rapid one of those squads. You can scout them. It's not bad. We tested similar lists. It's cool for a team environment if you can get the pairing correctly. Chaos Knights. You've got 1 big and a bunch of smalls. 10 smalls, 1 big, 10 smalls. Cool. Just get your pairing. Don't go into anti-tank stuff. Chaos Knights are good if you pair them correctly. Monka Tau, 3 Cadres, Darkstrider, Ethereal, 3 Breachers, 2 Devilfish, 2 Ghosts, 2 Hammerheads, Pathfinders, 2 Riptides, 3 Stealth. Cool. So they went 2-2-2. Instead of going like 3 Riptides, 3 Hammerheads, they wanted the Ghosts in there. I think that's a perfectly valid call. Monka going to do Monka things. Be ready for it. Drukari, Archon, Lilith, Cabs, Rax, Witches, Raider, Venom. Kronos is always good. You got to basically have one of these. 2 Incubis, Mandrakes, Ravager, Scourge, and these are Darklance. Yep, I like all Darklances, and a Bomber. It's got damage. It's got small pieces for trading. No Court of the Archon hurts my feelings. I think the Court of the Archons bring a lot to the table. All right, their second team. Let's see what we got here. We've got Gladius Task Force, but Dark Angels, Apothecary, Azrael, Judiciar, Assault Intercessor Squad, Jump Pack, Deathwing, Eradicator Bomb, Infiltrator, Inner Circle, Repulsor. So yeah, standard. Nothing crazy there. Grey Knights, we got 2 Librarians. Librarians are back on the table. Grandmaster, Terminator, Strike. 3 Dreads. Cool. Good 10-10 list. It's going to score pretty well. Nothing to worry about there. Imperial Knights again. I'm not a fan of Knights. Not a fan of them. You're seeing like the same Knight list. This one's got Assassin in there instead. Nothing crazy. I think that if people can deal with Knights, they can deal with Knights. You've got to protect that pairing. Your Knight player getting 20 0'd all the time is like the worst thing that can happen for your team. So you have to babysit that pairing. Canonist, Dialogus, Vol, St. Catherine, Immolator, Castigator. Good. 3 Castigators. Thank you. 3 Dominions. Paragon, Seraphim. Cool. Seems good. Nothing crazy there. Thank you for having 3 Castigators. We're going to do this Broodlord Tyrannid. Jam you up there. Gargoyles. Love 3 Gargoyles. 2 Exocrines. Always good to have 2 or 3 of those for shooting. I think 3 is just really good in Tyrannids. They're priced so well right now. Gene Stealers. Yeah, I'm not convinced these are good still. I'm still not convinced. I've played them. I've played against them. I'm not convinced they're good. You got your Lone Ops, Raveners, and you've got your Uppy Downy Zoes. Yep. It's a good list. Votan. Iron, Champion, Warrior, 1, 2, 3, 4 Sagittars, 1 Thunderkin, 1 Berserker, Big Terminator, Small Terminator, 2 Fortresses, 2 Bike Squads. I think that the problem here is I really like max Berserkers. Not having a bunch of Berserkers is just like, and not having at least 1 big Bike Squad, I think that they are super, super valuable. All right, Astra Militarum. We've got Command Squad, Tank Commander, Big Scion, Small Scion. Okay, cool. Hellhound, Hydra. Not sure what these are doing. They're probably just there for something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks. Okay. You just first defend this. You pick table 5. If you don't have table 5 available, you pick table 4. You just shoot people off the table. This should be 15-5ing or 20-0ing everything on one of those tables. It is very hard for people to deal with if they don't understand the shooting. You've got your deep strike. This is a lot of damage output in these lists. We've seen similar lists do very, very well. David Purcell at ATC had a similar-ish list, and he like dropped 1 point all tournament. So you first defend it. You pick table 5 or 4. Simple as that. All right, let's see what we got for custodes here. Blade Champ, Valerian, Guard, Small Terminator, 1 Warden, 2 Warden, 3 Warden, Prosecutor, Venatari. So all small. They're good. I really like 1 6-man, though, to just auto-kill something, and a Witch Seeker. Okay, would love to see the Assassin in here instead of on the Knights, because it really helps the custodes, but you don't have any shooting in this list. So what you're going to do is you're going to second defend this, and you're going to take table 7 or 8. So you first defend the guard, you get an open table, you second defend this combat army, you get a closed table, and you have 2 really, really good matches that most things can't deal with very well. You should be setting yourself up for 2 15-5 to 20-0s with these pairings. Pair like that, pick those tables, let me know how it goes, because that's just really good. Gateway Gamers Omega, I expect you to do that every single time. Watch this and do that, and let me know how it goes. All right. Hogs of War, Dark Angels. Let's see what we got here. Gladius, see if there's anything crazy going on. Nothing crazy. Standard. Demons. Unclean. Keeper. Cool. So what's really cool about this is if there's small elements for scoring and blocking, make you -1 hit, sure, whatever. The 3 keepers and the 3 great unclean ones, like starting some of them off the table, being like, okay, I'm gonna have 1 great unclean one on the table, 2 keeper, think you could put two off the table, one on. Whatever. You start some off, you start some on, and then you pick up a great unclean one and a keeper. And then all 6 of them just come down within the shadow of each other. And you're just like boom, 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 boom. Everything's within 6 inches. And you're just going for a bunch of 6-inch charges. Doing 2 big bombs like that is really, really cool. And it is very hard for people to have to deal with. All right, then we've got some Tyranids. Triple Moloch. So these things are a little underwhelming to me. A lot of big monsters here, which is good. A lot of people can't deal with it. But the Triple Moloch, it's like they either are going to do mortals or they don't. And when they don't, you're like, hey, I just didn't do any damage. Then Sisters. See if anything different is here with Sisters. A lot of characters. Astrid, Immolator. 3 Castigators. An Exorcist. Okay, cool. They're not bad. Mortifier, Seraphim, Novitiate. So it's a little bit of everything. It's just like a little bit of everything, kind of being more like well-rounded. I think it can just probably play pretty safe and get points. I don't know that it's like a list that's going to really push you really hard, like some Bringer of Flames lists do. Necrons, Hypercrypts, Silent King, Locus. Yeah, okay. It's another stat checky type of Hypercrypt. 3 big things. 4 with the Silent King. I actually played a list very similar to this the other day. If you can't take those things out, it's just this thing is just going to table you. So you've got to pair that to deal into something that cannot deal with those big models. Admech, see what's different here. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Raider. A lot of MSU, big Rust Stalkers, some Disintegrators. These are better than chickens in my opinion, but I really like the Dune Crawlers because I think the Dune Crawlers, they're 2-up, 4-ups. You bring some engine seers with them. The points are like a little bit more expensive than these, but then they're a higher strength, a higher AP, more damage, more durability, and then you can just build your list like normal around those 3 things. I think those are like the best models in the Admech Codex, personally. That's where my list starts every time with Admech. Drukhari, Archon, Beastmaster, Kabalite, Witches, 2 transports only. So that means we're probably going to see a Tantalus at the bottom here. Court of the Archon, Chronos, Incubi, Mandrakes, Scourges, Tantalus, and a Bomber. Cool. Tantalus and Bomber is cool. I find it hard to put both of these in a list because you kind of feel like you're missing out on other stuff. The Tantalus is really cool. If you don't know what it does, it's going to gain 7 inches when it comes in from Deep Strike on a charge. So it's looking for a 4-inch charge essentially from Deep Strike. It's going to mortal wound you. It's going to tank shock you. It's going to do a mortal wound strat afterwards. And it just does like 10 to 15 mortal wounds. It has its shooting and it's fighting on top of that. So be very, very aware if you're playing against a Tantalus to not undermine what they do. They do die like paper still though. They do just die. Chaos Space Marines. Warp Smith, Cultist, Legionnaire, Rhino, Vindicator, Forge Fiend, Hellbrew, Raptors. Cool. You got some MSU. They're just standing there looking for sustained and lethal. I didn't even look what this is. I'm assuming it's Zealot. Yep, it's Zealot's cool. And they've got Abaddon. They are a shooting castle. This is your first defender. You are picking table 5. Straight up. First defend this, pick table 5, shoot people off the table with your castle in the middle of the table, and move on. Loonicorns. More Dark Angels coming out. We'll see if there's anything different going on here. Eradicator, Infiltrator, Circle, Scout. No, cool. Same stuff. Pretty standard. Sisters. Now that we've talked about like the standard lists, we're just looking for stuff that is like different. These are all, that's like a standard Bringer of Flame list. Tau, Monka, boom, standard. You got Broadside in there, that's a little not standard. You got these in there, that's a little not standard. Piranha's good, Riptide's good. So they went with some different things instead of Hammerheads on there, but the core is still there. Tyranids, we've got Crusher, all right? Triple Tyrannofex, Moloch, Exocrines. Cool. Big bugs. Big bug spam. You can deal with it or you can't. It's that simple. Orcs. Warhorde. Warhorde is just a well-rounded orc list. You can kind of generally try to pair this into stuff for 10/10s. Battle wagons, yeah, Gretchens, Mauser, a little bit of everything here. Storm boys, some bikers. Cool. They've got tons of MSU, tons of scoring. I would be pairing this for a 10, and I would be like, you better be able to take on anything. You're a well-rounded list that can just go into anything. Chaos Knights, make sure you get your pairing correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2 Nurglings and a Beast of Nurgle. Okay. Cool. Get your pairing correctly, or you will get 20-0'd. The tables are pretty open. They can move around well. But if you go into something that's shooty, anti-tank, you're going to get wrecked. T-Suns, disc, triple Inferno, Magnus, 1, 2, 3, triple Vortex. I like this list a lot. Triple Vortex Beast, Magnus, some Rubrics, triple Inferno, triple Exalted on disc. This is my type of T-Suns. I love this. That's awesome. No, that was not your type. And then Hyper Crypt. 1, 2, 3, 4 Satans. Hexmark, Destroyer, Deathmark, and a Vault. Cool. Pretty general standard. This is a list that bullies people. Again, it's a stat checky list. So they've got a couple stat checky lists here. Not bad. Right? You've got your Necrons, you got your Chaos Knights, you got your Tyranids. You can kind of deal with them or you can't. And you got your Dark Angels to kind of back that up. A lot of stat checky lists. I think that if they get their pairings right, they can do very, very well. Midwest Monstars. All right, let's see what we got here. We've got Corey playing Necrons. Silent King, Immortal, Spider, Deathmark, Doomsday, Flayed Ones, Locust, Monolith. Cool. Yeah. It's a lot of shooting. The Doomsday arcs are good. I like those better than Satans personally. Silent King is always good in this. Good Hypercrypt. He's trying to kill people. Jack is coming to play with them. He's playing Eldar. So he's going to be his Wraith Guard stuff. Let's find out. Wayleaper, Avatar, Deathjester, Farseer, Spirit Seer, Vizarg. Yep. Guardian. Okay. Striking, Hawk, Troop, Windrider. Yep, there it is. We'll see how you do, Jack boy. We'll see how you do. We'll see. We will see. Yes, we will. Big Troop Squad. Yeah. Him and Quentin have been going on and on about this. They played it at a local tournament. They've talked about it on their stream. We'll see how Jack does with it. Death Guard. Bum. 10 man, 5-man, 2 rhinos, cultist, pred, bloat, pox, nurgling, war dog, brigand. Cool. It's good. It's going to shoot you. That's a strong Death Guard list. They got Blood Angels here. I'm sure we know what this is. We'll just look at it real quick. Yep. They got some Reavers. Hidden tech with the Reavers, I guess, because they get all the bonuses. 2 Vanguards. Cool. Militarum. That Blood Angel is looking for table 7 or 8. It does very well. See if this is a shoot you off the table first defender list or if it's more well-rounded. 1 tank. So these are going Bolgrin. 18 Bolgrin. Triple Rogaldorn. So super tanky, hard to deal with list. It can kind of play on anything. It doesn't really want to play on 7 and 8 though with that shooting. So it could first defend. It probably won't play on table 5 though. It wants a little bit more well-rounded table with that, in my opinion. Tyranids. Death Sleeper, blah, Hormigón, Bio, Lictor, Neuro, Norn, Psycho, Double Zoe. Cool. General well-rounded list. It's got CP manipulation. It's got all those things. Doing synaptic nexus. I don't know all the rules for that, so can't tell you anything. And that's how they get you. Make sure you look that up. Synaptic nexus. Know what that NIDS list is going to do against these guys. They're going to get you. Bringer of Flames. Jump back. Yep. Lona. Junith. I don't think you need Junith still. Battle Sister, 3 Immolators, Small Arco, 3 Castigators, yep. 2 Dominion, Paragon, Seraphim. Cool. It's just going to kill you and do Sister's things. Probably some Monka Tau here. This is probably what would be my first defender. Let's see how it shakes out. Shadow Sun, Ghost, Hammerhead, 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 Piranha, 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 Riptide, 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 Scout. Yes, this is their first defender. This is a table 5 first defender Monka list that is too many tanks to deploy in your deployment zone and shoot you off the table. They're just going to sit there and shoot you. First defend all day right there. Pool boys. What do we got going on here? Tyranids. Vanguard. Brood. Everyone's doing this. Exo, triple Exo, triple Gene Stealer, Lictor, double Moloch. Cool. I mean, it's a lot of damage. I am just not convinced of these Gene Stealers. Somebody prove me wrong. Every time I play against them, they just die and they don't kill anything. Prove me wrong. I need to be proven wrong on that because I don't. In my experience, I fear them not. Gladius, Dark Angels. See if there's anything crazy here. Nothing crazy. Nope, nothing crazy. Cast Demons. This could be crazy. It always could be different. Renmaster, Scarbrand. Okay. Skull Taker. Let's go. Bloodletter. Nurgling. Pink Horror. Plague Bearer. So 1 big Blood Crusher bomb. Some Bloodletters. A lot of stuff to just gunk you up while big guys run around. So it's a good mix. It'll be annoying to play against. That can do very good if the pairing is correctly. Cao Yan. You know my opinions on Cao Yan already. If you haven't listened to the other ones, it's really just if you are too defensive, you're just going to get pushed. So you got to get your pairing, and you can't pair against something that wants to be super aggressive into you. Kroot, broadside, hammer, riptide. Sure, it's Tau. Grey Knights, anything crazy? Stern, 2 Drago, 5 Terminators, Strikes, Interceptor, num. Interesting. Okay. Shooting and moving. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Hypercrypt, Hex, Luminor, Plaz, Silent King, Immortal, Warrior, Deathmark, Destroyer, Monolith, Tesseract. Yeah, it's just gonna do Hypercrypt things. That's just like a more like easy to deal with Hypercrypt in my opinion. Chaos Knights. Oh, babies. Baby Knights. Yep, Baby Knights. Cool. Nothing crazy. Don't pair into anti-tank. That's all I can tell you. You got to get your pairing with that, or you're just going to get run over by an anti-tank list. Bringer of Flames again. Everyone's bringing this guy. I don't care for that at all. Immolator, 3 Castigators, Dominion, 2 Exorcists, 2 Paragons, Novitius. Cool. A little bit more of an open table play could happen here. I could see this on a table like table 4 doing pretty well. It's a lot of shooting. It's got some indirect to pick stuff off as well. I don't hate it. I've been looking at a triple Exorcist, triple Castigator list myself, so I don't hate it. Rising Tide Gaming. Grey Knights. Libby's Knight. 1 Strike. 3 Dread Knights. Paladin Brick. Assassin. Rogue Trader. Entourage. I don't really care for the Assassin in Grey Knights. Honestly, I don't think that the aura of like CP manipulation is as effective in Grey Knights as it is in other armies. Astra Militarum. Tempest, Platoon, all these names, Ursula, Jungle, Krieg, 1 Chimera, 2 Chimeras, Rough Rider, Basilisk, Hellhound, Leman Russ, Rogadorn, Scion. It's just like a well-rounded list. Nothing. It's not really leaning into infantry. It's not really leaning into shooting. So well-rounded-ish Militarum list. I think you want to skew guard more than not. 2 blade champs, guard, 2 grav tanks, 2 wardens, prosecutor, 6-man, 3-man. So it's well rounded. You've got a big brick of Venatari. You've got your grav tanks. This doesn't really want to play on table 7 or 8. This is a more well rounded custodes doing custode things, nothing too gnarly. Please be full on wolf prison. Please be full on wolf prison. Please be full on wolf prison. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Wolfen, Thunderwolf Cavalry. We're going into wolf prison here. Love it. Nothing else to look at there. They're going to run at you. You're not going to kill them. Champ call. Warrior. 2 Sagittars. 1 Berserker. Everyone's doing these. 2 Max Terminators. 3 big bikes. Okay. This dude is just going to run at you and try to table you. It's a lot of damage in a single turn that can be done. It's not a lot of units. It's not going to play like a standard 10-10 Votan game. That is playing to kill you. So don't let it kill you, and it will have a trouble scoring. Those Terminators do just die. They're nothing special. The bikes do just die. But it's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. Awakened. All right, we've got Command Barge, Satan. I do not like Satans at all in Awakened. No. Techno, no. Like, go play Hypercrypt if you're going to play this. Reanimator, Wraiths. I absolutely hate this version of Awakened Dynasty. If you are playing some Hypercrypt, you're playing some Canoptic Court in Awakened Dynasty, I do not care for this at all. Highly recommend go look at our teammate Walter and what he plays in Awakened Dynasty. It's a gnarly take on it. Scorpex are a must take, honestly, in every Necron list, if I'm being honest. This feels like something that should be Hypercrypt or even Canoptic Court. It does not feel Awakened Dynasty to me. CSM, they're doing Renegades, Lord, Cypher, Cultist, Legionnaire, Rhino, 2 Vindicators, 2 Chosen, Nerdling, Rubric. Cool. I guess they're battle line. Have 4 of them. Okay. Just gonna, it's a well-versed CSM list. It's not leaning into anything. It's got combat, it's got shooting, it's got some big shooting with the tanks, it's got your CP manipulation, the Chaos Lords hit very hard. It's fine. Accursed Cultists are like a must in a CSM list right now, in my opinion. So I'm missing that in that list. I would love to have seen that with that version of that list. Sisters, Bringer, yep, Triumph. Immolator, Cascadator, Dominion, Mortifier, great. This is probably my favorite Sisters list so far. I love the 2 Penton Engines. They're great to throw out there. I love the Mortifiers for secondaries. You've got Vol Guns. You've got 3 Dominions that break up into other stuff. You've got a lot of reactive moves, a lot of scout moves. You got your 3 Castigators. This is just like a straight up running gun Sisters list. No fuck around at all. I like that version of Sisters. Roundtable Gaming. All right, let's see here. Custodes. Triple Blade Champ, Captain, Guard, Warden. Nice. Ventar. Cool. Honestly, you can first defend this. I got to look at the rest of your. You can first defend this, pick 7 and 8. Second defend, pick 7 and 8. Play on 7 and 8. Do not play on any other table. Get that Custodes their table, please. Please. Looks like you've got Tau that could probably first defend. So you can either take an open table with Tau. Custodes can first defend or second defend. Take one of those tables. 7 or 8. 8 is take 8. You'll like 8 more. Just practice 8. On Vanguard. This is too many words for me to see what this is. Broodlord. Broodlord, Neuro, Bio, Gene Stealers, Lictor, Neuro, Reveners, Warriors. Nice. Love the Warriors. Big plus right there for me. Up and downy Zoes. And you got 2 Mawlocks and a Trigon. Cool. It's a good Vanguard list. It's got a little bit of everything. I actually really like that list. It's a well-rounded list that you can just like put into stuff and be like, hey, just play your game and go for a 10. Triple Archon, Beastmaster, Cabalite, Witches, Court, thank you. 2 small Incubis, 2 Mandrakes, Scourges, all Darklands. Yep, cool, good. 2 Chronos instead of 1. Okay, we're going with some Talos here. A Raider, a Venom, a Venom. Okay. You got a little Haywire, you got a little punchy, little tankiness, you got all your Dark Lances, you got some forward things you could throw out there. You got your Scouts, you got your 1 Court in a Raider. It's not bad. Nothing wrong with this list. It's a good, well-rounded list. It's got threats. Wraiths of Wraith. So some Courts, you got Nightbringer, Hex, Techno. Cool. Doomsday. Wraith. Cool. It's like your standard Court, which we're not seeing a lot anymore, but it's there. So I'm sure we'll mess with pairing somewhat. Sisters, Bringer. Somebody just take anything that's not Bringer. 2 Canonesses. I think Canonesses are great. 2 Dominions, Novitiate, 3 Castigators, awesome. Mortifiers, great. Love 3 single Mortifiers. Yes. This is actually very, very close to what I play. I just put a Battle Sister squad in instead of Novitiates, essentially. This is very, very close to like my standard Bringer Flames list that I like to play. So very, very well-rounded list there. Blood Angels, Chaplain, Gabriel, Priest, Salt, Inner, Jump, Death Company, Librarian, Dreadnought. Okay, well, this is different. A little different take. It's got a lot of big punchy stuff. It's got some Dreadnoughts in there. Cool. I'm interested to see how that performs. Tau Empire, Cao Yan. Oh, man, I was hoping for a Mon Ka with this so you could first defend it a little bit better. So let's see here. Breacher, Broadside, Cadre, Shadow Sun, Cold Stars. A lot of stuff not in order. Fire Knife, Dark Strider, Devilfish, Pathfinder, Piranha, Skyray, Stealth, Strike. Cool. First defend all day with Cao Yan. Pick table 5. Line your tanks up and just shoot stuff. You got your first defender as Tau, your second defender as Custodes. That is what I would do. I'm giving away secrets here. Sorcerer on a disc, Infernal Master, Infernal, Armin, Magnus, 1, 2, 3, 4 rubrics, Cultist, Zinger, 3 beasts. Cool. 3 beasts, all the characters. Love it. Down for that. I suspect these guys will do very well. Sweep the leg. All right. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 more teams here. 4 more teams. We're getting through it. Sweep the leg. Blood Angels, Martis, Priest, Sanguinar, Assault, Death Company. Just 5-mans. Infiltrator, Scout. 2 big Vanguards. Cool. A lot of punchiness. A lot of good trading pieces. Grey Knights, 2 Librarians, Drago, Big Terminator, Small Terminator, 3 Strike Squads, 3 of those. I mean, it's got punch, it's got play. It's a good, well-rounded list that you're going to have to deal with. You could expect that Grey Knights list like always 10-10, but if it gets this good match and things are going right, it's going to punch up a lot more than you think. 3 bio, 2 bios, 2 blights, Typhus, 10-mans, 2 rhinos, cultists, pred, bloat, crawler. Okay, a lot of tanks. You could honestly first defend this and take an open table with the Plague Burst crawlers, being able to shoot more in line of sight and the predators. So I don't hate this for a first defender at all. That's kind of cool. It's not the worst. World Eaters, we've got Angron. This is the first World Eaters we've seen. Angron, Avocado, Juggernaut, Jackal, 8 pound. Yep, spawn. 40. Cool. I mean, it's It's basically like Jack's list. Nothing crazy. You've got some shooting in there with the Forge Fiends. Got a bunch of annoying units. You've got a bunch of killing units. You've got Angron. It's World Eaters. Nothing to see here. It's a great second defender. If there's not two armies that can just like smash it, and you pick table 7 or 8, and will do very well. Custodes also usually wants those tables as well. So 3 Blade Champs, Custode, Warden, Prosecutor, Ventar. Cool. This also great second defender, picking 7 or 8. So you've got two kind of options there. Necrons. I love Custodes without the tanks, personally. Hypercrypt, Nightbringer, Destroyer, Stormlord, Plaz, Trans, Immortal, Deathmark, Flayed One, Locust. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't have too many comments on Necrons. They're all samesies to me. Chaos Knights, make sure you get your pairing. Chaos Knights are Chaos Knights. You got some Beasts and Nurgle in there. Plague Bearers, that's cool. Cool little addition. Just don't go into anti-tank with it. Just make sure you don't. Let's see if you got Monka or Kayan. Kayan here, okay. Table 5, Table 4, really good on these. Table 2 is also not the worst. Breacher, Carnivore, Pathfinder, Stealth, Ghost, Hammer, Piranha, Riptide, Deathfish. Cool. Well-rounded Kalyan list. We're seeing a lot of Kalyan come out. Let's go on to the Iron Krakens. All right, Space Wolves. Bjorn, Lieutenant, Grimnar, Logan, Ragnar. Get all the big characters in there. Hounds. Okay, Redemptor, Repulsor, Thunder. Interesting take. Not full wolf prison. It's just like a well-rounded Space Wolves list. I can't hit on Space Wolves. Jaime will kill me if I do. So Eldar, we're not seeing a lot of Eldar come out right now. So we've got Autarch, Avatar, Death Jester, Farseer, Karandras, Guardian, Wave Serpent, 2 Fire Prisms. I like that. Ranger, Scorpion. They're just cheap, and 2 Warwalkers. Cool. It's a cool take. I like the Fire Prisms. They're pretty neat. I was looking at 3 of them myself. The problem with Fire Prisms is just really deploying them. When you deploy them, it's hard for them not to be seen. That's the hardest thing with them. So like, you better go into something that isn't gonna shoot at them on turn 1. Guard, Ghost, cool. Solar Commander, Ursula, Acadian, Jungle, Infantry, Chimera, Hellhound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. You're first defending this. You're picking table 5 or 4, and you're shooting people off the table. That is what you're doing. All these guard lists that are doing that, that's what's happening. Grey Knights, we've got Brotherhood, Crow, Voldus, Drago, Terminators, Strike, Grey Knights, Land Raider, okay, Paladin Squad, big and small. So little different form of stat checking. You know, you're going with Paladins and a Land Raider and stuff like that. Interesting. I mean, it's going to have a couple things that hit hard. It's got a lot of good MSU. It's all 2-up saves. It's nothing wrong with it. On the Custodes, we've got Blade Champ, Valerian, Guard, 3 Terminators, Warden, Prosecutor, Venatari, and Draxus. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I love this as a second defender for table 7 and 8. So really good second defender on table 7 or 8 right there. They've got World Eaters as well, which could do the same thing. Andground, Avocado, Juggernaut. Let's see, this is just going to be a Lord of Skulls. Okay, this does not want 7 or 8. This wants something like 3. You want like table 3. I could see table 6 being pretty good. So like 3 and 6 probably is what I would lean towards on this one. I like the Lord of Skulls, though. It's cool. It's pretty cool in World Eaters. Tyranids, Invasion. All right, Lictor, Neuro, Pile, Exo, Horus Box, Mounts. Cool. You've got big bugs with feel no pains when you want them. You can kill big bugs or you can't. That is the name of Invasion Fleet right now. Tau Empire, Cold Star. What is this? Kalyan. 2 Cold Stars, Dark Strider, Breacher, Pathfinder, Stealth, Fire Knife, Sunforge, Ghost, Piranha, Riptide, Devil. Cool. The thing I don't like about Suits and Kalyan is it's very readable that they're coming in on turn 3. So you have a little bit more play on turn 1 and 2 because you're not going to have those things on the table or have to deal with them. Those want to come down when they're getting extra damage. All right, Tundra Tactics up in your... So we got two big hitters here, Tundra and United on these last ones. All right. This is not their standard Tundra list that we usually see, so I'm not actually familiar with any of these people outside of Cameron. So Blake, let's see what we got here. I didn't even look what we're we playing. Guard, all right. Scions. Tank Commander, Infantry, Big Scion, Small Scion, 3 Hellhounds, 1, 2, 3, and Canis. Ooh, I like that. I don't hate this as a first defender still. I don't hate it on an open table and just run Canis up their throat. Cameron bringing some Eldari. Let's see what he's got here. Osterman. I like Osterman. Wayleaper, Fuegan, Storm Guardians, 2 Reapers, a Falcon, Fire Dragon, Howling Banshees, Rangers, 3 Skyweavers, very good anti-tank, Swooping Hawks, Void Weavers. I love Void Weavers. I like 3 of them in my list. 2 Warwalkers are great. 2 Warp Spiders. Cool. It's just a well-rounded scoring damage list where he wants to put the damage based on the matchup that he's doing. It's going to be able to go into anything and kind of take on anything and score points and damage up on the turn he decides to have a go turn. Dark Angels. See if there's anything different here. It's pretty standard. Nothing too crazy. Nothing crazy there. Nothing to go into. Sisters, Bringers, Jump Pack, Vol, Palatine, Triumph, 3 Immolators, 3 Castigators, 2 Dominions, Paragon, Seraphim, and Novitiate. Cool. Close to what I would play. I just want the engines in there for stuff. But it's your standard kind of Bringer list, so you're going to kind of know how to play against that and what it's going to do. That's the downfall to bringing standard stuff, is people know how to play against it. Votan, Iron Master, 2 Champs, 2 Warriors, 10-man Berserkers, 4 Deploy, Big Bike Squad, 2 Fortresses, 4 Sagittars. Yeah, big things for damage. Oh, 2. I was like, where are the points? There's no way. 2 big Berserkers. Cool. Germany ran a similar list to this. It's going to work very well. It's going to work very well on our GW layout terrain. I like it. The big Berserkers are good. They just kill whatever they go into. Whereas 5-mans, sometimes they whiff. So it's like you take the 10-mans to guarantee stuff is dead. Grey Knights, 3 Librarians, Dread Knight, Drago, Terminator, Strike. Everyone's going into this more like balanced Grey Knights lists that can just kind of score and play stuff. Then on to their Death Guard. All right, we've got Sorcerer, Mortarion. Man, I don't like Mortarion in Death Guard at all. I feel like he's just like a crutch of points, but teaches their own. Cultist, Terminator, big Terminator brick, bloat, crawler. I hate crawlers as well. 2 War Dogs. I like Predators over crawlers. I like Death Shroud Terminators right now. I'm not a huge fan of Mortarion, so I'll be very interested to see how this performs. Not my personal style of Death Guard. So want to see how that does on that team. Hypercrypt, Chrono, Nightbringer, Void Dragon, more Satans, Doomsday Arcs. Cool. Yeah. A lot of little stuff to jump around and score points, and some damage and some tankiness. Well-rounded. It's not doing the monolith stuff, so a little bit more MSUE just jumping around, which is interesting. Very interesting. But it's got the 3 Satans to back up the tankiness that can kind of just push up the middle. Not bad, not bad. Cool. Good luck to Tundra. Our good friends over at United Midwest Project. Yeah, let's see what they got here. Alex on Votan. Champ. Call. Warrior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sagittars. I like that. 1 Berserker. 2 big Terminators. 1 bike. 2 forward deploys. My opinion on the big Terminators is it just doesn't do it for me. I don't think their damage output does what you want it to do a lot of the times, and I think that they die more than you want them to. I'm just not a Terminator advocate. I know everybody else is. I know they are. I am not a Terminator advocate. Whenever we build Votan lists, I'm like, do not put any Terminators in it. Bring everything else. Thousand Suns. Armand. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 rubrics. 2 beasts, some spawn, and some cultists, and enlightened. Cool. More MSUE. Trying to score a bunch of stuff. You still got the characters. You got a couple vortex beasts. Cool. I got no hate on that. No hate. Good luck, Austin. Ben is bringing some sisters. All right. Usually he's playing Marines. Sisters, I guess, are pretty similar. Canoness, Vol, Triumph, Dominion, Seraphim, Novitiate, 2 Castigators, Exorcist, Paragon, 3 Emulators. Cool. It's a Bringer of Flame list. There's not a lot to talk about anymore. We know what Bringer of Flames does. We know all the variations. You switch out one unit or another. Learn to play against it. That's all you can do at this point. The biggest thing when you're playing against sisters, don't undercommit into a unit. They have dice to pass saves. You need to overcommit to them and kill the unit. If you leave it on 1 wound, it's going to just kill you next turn. So just don't fall into that. Dark Angels, probably going to be a pretty standard Dark Angels. Yep. Standard Dark Angels. Everyone's copy pasting that list. You got to know how to play into it. Demons, Belcor, Renmaster, Scarbrand, Skulltaker, Changeling, Renmaster, Bloodletters, Blood Crusher, all minimum. Big Flesh Hounds. Okay. You have my attention now, guys. You have my attention. So they are going to beef up the Flesh Hounds with the Rendmasters, but they could also beef up Blood Crushers. This is cool. This is like a all on the table running at you. And if they want to pick something up and drop it down, you know it's on the table because Bellicor is there. This wants to go into a shooting list. It wants to spend a turn moving up, staying out of your ranges, and then just full pressing you. I love that list. I actually love that list. Daniel's staying on his Death Guard. See if he's changed up anything here. Cultist, Destructor, Terminator. Yes, thank you. Death Shroud. Bloat, Crawler. Okay, it's interesting. You put 3 Crawlers and 3 things in there and the Death Shroud. I like this as a first defender, honestly. It's a lot of tanks that you could just shoot down. You've got your Death Shrouds that can come in and back it up. I would have loved to see the 3rd Death Shroud in there and just like lose a tank for it. Then we've got Tau. Tau is going to be... Usually he plays Monka, I think. I don't know why I don't... Retaliation, okay. Boom, strike, fire knife, star size, Sunforge, cool, Ghost, Crutox, Pathfinder, Riptide. So he's got his Riptide and his Ghost to back up the suits coming down, and suits are just going to do a lot of damage. It's a cool list. It could be done very well if you pair it correctly. If you pair it wrong, though, it does have a lot of weaknesses. So be aware of that. Joe on our team fell into that similar trap. Blade Master, Shield Captain, Guard, Grav. So you're going more all-rounded custodes, so you don't need to use this as like a defender at all. You can attack this into things. You can put people into situations where they don't want to play into this. It's a more well-rounded custodes list, which I think rounds out their comp very well. Good luck to United Midwest. Good luck to everybody. Again, if you are trying to play in one of the team tournaments, you could go to the National Tabletop League's website. You could check out all of the team tournaments that are happening and part of the league and the circuit. You've got Champs Cup coming up which is not an official event of ours, but it is going to qualify a winner to the finals. And then in October, we've got DreamHack Atlanta. So if you can go to the DreamHack Atlanta's website, you can find out how to buy badges and get ready to sign up for that team event. That does it for today. Thank you for watching, and we will check you on the next one.